Hi, I want to welcome everybody today to today's webinar and learn how Vrealize can change your infrastructure management style. My name is Jeff Geis. I'm manager of marketing here at All Solutions, and I just want to go over a couple things. We will be taking questions via the chat. So if you have any questions, go ahead and send it via chat. We will answer those at the end of the webinar. For those of you that aren't familiar with All Solutions, we were founded in 1990. That means for the first 25 years of the information age, we've been leading our customers through all the nuances that have been involved, and we hope to lead through the next 25 years. As our name says, we not only offer all solutions to our customers, but the best solutions that are customized to everybody's individual needs. That's everything from infrastructure and virtualization through data protection, business continuity, licensing, compliance, consulting, and professional services. We have over 1,000 satisfied customers in almost every major vertical, and we are working with all the top technology partners, but we are vendor agnostic, so we work for the solution that's going to work for you. So why are we here today? We're here to talk about management operation, and specifically how Vrealize Operations Manager can really help you change your infrastructure style and simplify and ease everything that you're doing right today. Part of that was we're going to compare to older versions, and then we're going to dive into the architecture of Vrealize Operations to bring on the benefits and features of the product. Where I'm going to introduce Scott Wimmer, who is our regional sales director, and then he's going to turn the reins over to Kuvar Pratap Singh, who is our VMware senior manager of delivery. And then we're going to close things out with what a VMware optimization assessment is, a VOA. And we're going to bring on our global VP of Sales and Operations, Sales and Services, Omar Rao. So to kick things over, I'm going to bring on Scott.
Okay, great. Thanks, Jeff, for introducing this great company and telling everybody why we're here today. So today we're going to talk about, like Jeff said, one of the things that we're most passionate here about at All Solutions. We're going to talk about technology, and we're going to talk about some of the technology that you can bring to your VMware environment to help it thrive and to help it perform better and be a little bit easier to manage for you. So at VMware, they always talk about the journey to the cloud, and the first part of that journey is to compute, or to virtualize your compute layer, and then as well as your storage and availability is available, as well as the network and security piece. But the piece that we're going to focus on today is that compute layer and how to manage that. So VMware has come up with a product called VMware with Operations Manager, or Vrealize Operations Manager. It's the same thing. And what they do is they provide a better and easier way to manage that environment in a more granular level and a little more detail. So these are the three key pillars to the data center. That's storage, or storage, compute, and network. If you would go to the next slide there, Jeff.
You should have control, Scott.
Let me see here. Okay, we're going back. Now, next one. So some of the key features of Vrealize Operations Manager. I'm going to go ahead and bring Kuvar on here to talk about some of the key features, and then we'll go on a little bit more.
So, thank you, Scott, for giving me opportunity to talk about the key feature of Vrealize. So let's start with the unified user interface. So unified user interface is a clubs all various dashboards and GUI interface that's administrator use to maintain and do the operational activity for the maintaining infrastructure and doing operational things. So here we have a club, the vCenter web GUI. So we can do the VI admin activity in a Vrealize operation dashboard. No need to jump into the Vrealize operation dashboard to the vCenter GUI. And we also can manage here the SAN-based solution or network-based solution. So it is a unified dashboard that you allow to manage your multiple devices and activity by the unified. So it is a basically single pane of glass that's allowed to manage your whole infrastructure instead of jumping one dashboard to another dashboard. So you can manage whole. We have a alert and remediation feature. So when we realize having the smart alerts functionality that's come with the uh, alerts, and it's give you the at least two major recommendation, and there you will find the some pop-up buttons. You need to just follow the recommendation and you will solve your problem. So it give you as well the root cause analysis, and you find the where you have to work on it and how you can get the solution as well. And we have another feature that is a compliance framework. So here we have integrated that is a VMware configuration manager, and we just have to download our compliance template from the solutionexchange.vmware.com, and you can create your template as per your ISO, HIPAA, and SOX compliance, and uh, you will configure your report so that you will get your report in your inbox time to time. And it is latest one that's based on the latest vSphere 6 security hardening guides. And another feature that is a great enhanced capability with the customizable views and reports. So earlier in a VC ops, that's required more XML skill to edit your dashboard. So here it is very easy to create your object-based or solution-based dashboards. So you just only need to follow the steps through the configuration parts and select your all metrics and parameter and choose your solution based. That is a management pack provided by the vendor. You can integrate in dashboards, and you can create your dashboard for SAN, network, and application as well. So there is no more development skills required for XML. It is a very used to create a various dashboard and customizable view and reports. We have a capacity planning in a place. There we can do what if analysis on the basis of current growth of trends, users access. So there we can add or feed some parameter and value, and we can see the what's its future requirement related to compute power, resource, and storage and network as well. So you can understand how and your infrastructure is growing and how much in a resource you need in the future, and you can do the your budget and capex opex planning as well. We have another good feature enhancement, policy-based automation. There you can feed your understanding as per your infrastructure. So you can here, instead of following the default policy-based alerts and recommendation, you can create your own policy. You can define your own metrics and parameters, and you will like if someone is looking for the read alerts and write alerts for any Hadoop-based environment. So you can create your reporting things as per your requirement, and you could feed your value and configure your policy-based automation so that it will work as per your requirement. We have a user access control that is supporting Active Directory, LDAP, SML token 2.0 as well. So no need to worry because it's backend supporting SSO as well the local OS user. So it is a very scalable to do the user access control instead of fighting with the another complexity. So it is easy to deploy and easy to manage as prospective of authentication. Mhm. So here we have a little bit of difference. Earlier we are practicing with the vCenter, that is a C-sharp client-based dashboards. So here we basically got a performance, and a performance tab we can monitor our compute, memory, CPUs and all. But what is the difference between two? If you look into the dashboard of Vrealize operation manager, there you can see that batches, that is health, risk and efficiency, and batches having also the sub batches, that is workload and analysis, give you the clear picture what is the problem, what is the root cause, and how you can resolve your problem. So it's not only the seeing the metrics and trains, but it's come with the sense that help you to understand the issues, and you can do your action, and you can plan your activity as well. So it's give you the more things and more features as well.
Yeah, these are some great features that they've really added into these dashboards. I know that there's been a lot of excitement about the customizable dashboards, so that you can see the statistics that you want to see instead of the default ones that VMware put into the original version. So there's been a lot of excitement around those, and a lot of people that have really liked that feature. One of the other things that you'll notice about these dashboards is you'll be able to see into 3 columns the health, risk, and efficiency of your environment. So it'll go down a very granular level on that health tab and show you all of your virtual machines, whether they're in a green status, a yellow status, or a red status, and tell you whether or not they're performing at their normal levels. So it'll show you your immediate problems. And then with the risk tab, it'll show you where your future problems may arise, what things may need to be taken care of in the near future, so that you can be aware of those problems and be proactive about them instead of having to react to them when they happen. And then with the efficiency tab, this will allow you to view opportunities to optimize. It'll allow you to see where you may have wasted resources, where you may have machines that haven't been powered on in quite some time. I know a lot of test dev environments get powered on, and then sometimes they don't get powered off, and they get lost in the mix at times. And so VMware thought of an opportunity to be able to show us those machines without having to dig and having to find those in some of these environments that are hundreds and hundreds of VMs large. So this dashboard is really useful to be able to identify your problems that you have, whether they be immediate or future, and then give you the opportunities to be able to reclaim some of that waste, some of those resources that are very expensive, as all of us know. And then, so this is a little bit more of a granular view or a little bit better view of some of the features of that dashboard as well. There's a world view here on the left where you can see your entire environment, and then you can also drill down and view each server by itself and what virtual machines are hosted there at the current time. You can also see when things are healthy. A score of 93 is pretty good. And then you can also see the risk score of 36. It's a little bit of risk at the time, but the nice thing about it is it tells you where those risks are, and you can take care of them immediately. And then efficiency as well. 88 is pretty efficient, and it'll go down if you have some waste that you can reclaim. It'll go down if you have some other things that you can do, that the software things that you can reclaim or that you can change as far as the provisioning of your VMs. The other nice feature is that you can, if you've got your VMs named systematically, you can search them up in the top right in the search bar. So you can pull up just one virtual machine. Maybe it's a virtual machine that you want to keep a close eye on. You can go up to the top right and search for that virtual machine. So some of the key features that changed in the recent update of VMware or Vrealize Operations Manager, one of them was the scalability. It changed from a scale-up strategy to much more of a scale-out strategy, which with the ability to dramatically increase the scale of a single deployment. With resiliency, think application RAID. The UI has also gotten a little bit simpler. There's no one single UI for unified management, which will also give you access to all object types. The smart alerts have changed a little bit, where one of the best features of the original release of Operations Manager, now they've made them even better. Now when you receive smart alerts, you can actually fix the issue with recommendations of the software with the click of a mouse. And there's also fully customizable dashboards so you can view the statistics of your environment that are most important and vital to you. Everybody has different needs. Everybody has different things that they want to see. And now that's available through the customizable dashboards that we were talking about earlier. And then there's also advanced capacity modeling with the ability to now save your what-if analysis. Before, you couldn't save that. This is one of the features that customers have loved the most, being able to plan for the future projects that they're doing and testing to see whether what they'll need for them and seeing how the additional resources will coexist and function inside their current environment. So it's a really good feature. Every time that we've installed this in our customers' environments, they've really, really loved this feature, the what-if analysis. So it is a very big key and game changer for most people. And then some of the ROI. This is kind of where Operations Manager really shines. Well, the ROI benefits are increased capacity utilization by 40% by identifying over-provisioned VMs and unused VMs in your environment. The other one is increased consolidation ratios from being able to correctly provision all of your current VMs with only the resources they've been using, as the software takes statistics on what you're using instead of what you provision, and it will make recommendations on what you can do to maybe downsize some of those VMs, or if they're not performing admirably, then you can make them a little bit larger as well. But most of the VMs in most people's environments are actually over provisioned. I've heard numbers thrown out there. I don't really anywhere from 80 to 90% of VMs are over provisioned at this point in time. So there's a lot of opportunity to downsize those and reclaim some of that those really expensive resources. The other thing that we see is increased hardware savings from identifying over-provisioned VMs. When you don't have to spend as much money on hardware because you're not filling up as fast and you're not using it as fast as what you would previously without this software, you see the real value there in not having to refresh your equipment as often and buy more equipment. And then with this software, with being more proactive about your problems and not reactive, the resolution time is cut down dramatically. The time to find the problem and reduce diagnostics time and problem resolution time is decreased incredibly by the software, and the performance is second to none. So with that, I'm going to bring in Coover to talk a little bit more about how it's designed and how it's deployed, and what Vrealize Operations Manager really is, and get into the nitty-gritty. So with that, Coover, come on here and explain this to us.
Yeah, once again, thank you, Scott. Let's start with discuss about the Vrealize Operation Manager. So in short, it's an upgraded version of vSOPs and also known as the VROPs. So here in this pic, you are seeing a single VM architect model, but we have another model as well that is a cluster-based deployment, and that having a very scale feature, and it is having a high availability feature that we'll discuss in the next slide. So I'm going to here explain about the dashboards. That's we can see here so many components. That's the UI, admin and product, control, collector, controller, analytics, persistence, and we have a database layer. So let's start with the UI. That is, we having a two UI. First one is admin. So it is a word that you can find during your first launch of web UI with the IP address. You were seen a first time setup wizard, which is your admin UI, where you can do your first level of configuration. You can enter your all SSL certificates, IP, host, and adding the vCenter here. And we can move for the next. After finishing the first setup wizards, we move for the product UI. That is a web-based application. There you can configure your policy, alert, custom dashboards. You can deploy your management packs and other tasks that is required in your infrastructure. And it is the same as the previous version of VCOps. And let's talk about the collector. So collector, that's same as a VCOps. It's collecting data from the all adapters. That is a solution-based adapter in your infrastructure. the one more important thing that here I want to say that I really love, like we having a new REST API that having a good feature that can talk to your third-party source, and that's allowed to manage our third-party objects in VROPS. So here you can manage your not only virtual infrastructure, you can manage your hardware, you can manage your cloud provider or cloud hosted environment as well. So it is a great capability. And we have a controller that is a completely new thing and is acting as a brain in a collecting data and retrieval. It's help to us whenever we fire any queries. It's talk to the analytic engine. It's come with our output and it's give the visibility about our requirements. And then we have analytics. So analytics is it has a patent algorithm within a VROPS that is applicable to on or all collected data and functions such as a supermetrics, dynamic thresholds, calculation, alerts, and so many things. And it's helped to providing a good view, providing a recommendation, and it's doing the all analytics, and it's come with the recommended solution as well. So it's give you the as well root cause. So it's doing so many analytics and come with all kind of findings that help to us allow to maintain our infrastructure. We have a persistent. So basically persistent helps to VROS performance as required to monitor thousands of alerts and objects. So it's also help to make VROPS scale easily with the multiple nodes. So it's allowed to do a scale as well for VROPS. And now we have another layer that is called database layer. We having as in a picture we see in global XDB, FSDB, XDB, HIS. So basically global XDB that keep information about users, alerts and alarms, and is stored data in a customizable change, and it's always available with the master nodes. It's not gonna to share with any other nodes. We have a FSDB, so it's a basically a file system database and available in all nodes that sync between the all nodes, and it is allowed to scale our solution during the cluster deployment. It keep all collected metrics data in a raw format. And we have a XDBHIS. So basically it's responsible to keeping all historical records, inventory services, it's store all data, and it's only available with the master nodes. That also it is also be a part of replica nodes, which true copy of master node, and is helping whenever the master node get failed, is asked is allowed to replica node take a part of master nodes. So it's a great feature with the XDBHIS that's helped to us do scale. Yes, as earlier I told you that we having another architect model. So here we can see first left side pictures that's showing on a single VM deployment, and right side we having a cluster based higher level pictures. There you can see we in this picture master node, replica node. That's a new node added, a new functionality added that is called remote collector, and we have a previous as earlier data nodes here. And the cluster nodes that's having a great scale feature. You can do deploy your up to 8 nodes. So you can, by using the NTFNet rules, you can keep your all data nodes not on a same host. You can migrate and keep all data nodes in a multiple nodes by using NTFNet rules so that it can be always available. So let's start with master nodes. I'm going to explain little bit about the master node. As a first node that got deployed during the first time VROPS installation in your environment, it has a global XDB, FSDB, and it's allowed to customizing your entire VROPS solution. So basically, it's a main node that allowed to do all functionality of VROPS solution. We have a replica node. So it's doing nothing. It's only watching master node at all time and is syncing with the master node. So whenever master node get failed, it will become the master node. So we have another great enhancement features that is remote controller. It's a new concept of VROPS that's used with the remote location. It's replicating and syncing with the master node, one site to another site, another geolocation to with the centralized location. It's allowed to do the centralization monitoring of your various data center that is deployed in the various location. So it is not allowed to deploy in the LAN. It will get deployed in the WAN, and it is replicating data with the master node. So let's go with data nodes. So data node that collecting data from our environment based on the adapters that you installed in your infrastructure. So it is all about the architecture part of cluster. So in this picture,
If you've got, what happens if you've got servers in one location versus multiple locations? How does that deployment change?
if in your data center having a multiple vCenter, so here what is my recommendation and suggestion as per VMware practice, you only need to do single deployment, single instance deployment of Vrealize operation manager, and for the rest of vCenter you need to deploy data nodes only. You don't need to deploy the for each and every vCenter Vrealize instance. So here you need to only deploy data nodes, and for the your master vCenter need to deploy the Vrealize operation manager.
Okay, excellent. Thanks for explaining that. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So here we have another deployment model that probably we found in an enterprise class data center. So we come in enterprise we having a different various location and a different states or country. There we have a multiple vCenter or single vCenter, like we can see here. And East Coast data center having a multiple vCenter. As earlier I told you, we can deploy single Vrealize instance with a single vCenter. For the rest of we can use the data node. But for the different like Chicago, Japan, San Francisco, we need to create our remote collectors, so that remote collector replicate over WAN, and it can allow to the centralized monitoring. So it is basically replicating whole information about your data center with the East Coast data center after deploying remote collectors. So remote collector is syncing and replicating all information with the master nodes over the WAN. In this deployment model is a little bit different as earlier previous two deployment model, because here in a location A and location B having a multiple vCenter. So in this case we cannot deploy remote controller. We need to go with the Vrealize operation manager complete deployment with a single vCenter, and for the rest of vCenter we deploy the data node as usual. So as earlier we have idea about the vCenter sizing, so it is very similar to vCenter sizing your infrastructure. So first of all, we understand our inventory, how many objects, how many VMs running in our infrastructure. A small environments can monitor 2,000 objects, can monitor up to 2,000 objects. Here we can see that requirement of storage 136 GB is a common for each and everyone, and the only changes in happening in a requirement of CPU are the memory part. So as per medium and large environments, definitely is gonna to monitor more than 2,000 objects. Like medium environments can monitor up to 10,000 objects, and larger environments can monitor up to 16,000 and more. So that's how it is required more performance, and that's required compute power as well. In this picture, we done some calculation and comparatively matrix between the different flavor of licensing model, standard, advanced, and enterprise. So we having a good enhancement feature in a standard license. We have a new dashboard that is unified dashboard. No need to jump in one GUI to another GUI. You can do all activity in a single GUI. We have a latest vSphere 6 hardening guides, and we have a option to scale our solution with the multi nodes configuration and remote collector. That is always also available in a vCenters edition as a good enhancement. Let's move for the advanced and enterprise. We have capability to do customization dashboard as per our solution. We can also do customize our reports as per our policy, as per our analytics, as per our requirement. You can configure and report as per your requirement. We have a commit projects and model driver analytics based on the what if analysis. You can do your future requirements based on the current users, so you can think about how your infrastructure is growing, and you can plan your budget as well by doing the projects. The project is basically as a confidential thing. You can enter your value, you can add your compute resource, and you can see your growth and requirement as well. We have a higher availability features. You can deploy your nodes, up to 8 nodes in your infrastructure. That's help you to manage your failure. If there is there any failure of node or master nodes, it will handle your failure. So it is always available for you. And we have extensibility. You can extend your data center. You can centralize your multiple geographic based data center by using remote collector, so that you can monitor whole your infrastructure on a location wise within a single dashboard. So no need to log in a different data center based Vrealize. So it is how, and it is also allowed to do third party integration, that is a plugins. So it is talk to NSX, vSAN as well the hardware, as well as supporting and allow to monitor your cloud providing services and infrastructure. So you can monitor here your virtual infrastructure, you can monitor here your hardware, and you can monitor here your cloud things as well. So it is great enhanceability that's come in a Vrealize operation manager.
So Google, I have a question. If there is a customer that has compliance needs, such as HIPAA or PCI, what licensing version would they need to go with?
If any having very tightly requirement to maintain their security standard and industry regulation, they should go for the Vrealize Operation Manager Enterprise license. There you can get the uh, compliance features, and you can download your compliance template from solutionexchange.vmware.com, and you have to adopt this Vrealize Operation Manager Enterprise license only. You cannot go with the standard or advanced.
Okay, well, thanks for explaining that. That's really good information to have. There's a lot of customers out there that feature is going to be really really sought after. So now we're going to bring on our VP of Sales, and he's going to talk about the vSphere optimization assessment, which is a 30-day trial of this software. So with that, we're going to bring on Omar Rao.
Thank you, Scott. Really do appreciate it. Thank you. Covered a great presentation so far. I have personally learned something new today from Vrealize operation differences versus the older version. And let me tell you, great information from a technical perspective. And thank you for going in and explaining all those pieces for our customers here. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Omar Rao. I'm the Vice President of Global Sales and Services here at All Solutioning. Today I'm going to talk about basically how the optimization assessment works and what All Solution brings on the table, which you need to understand, and how do we do it. So Vrealize operations recently came out. Obviously, you understand the name change happened recently, but the operation management existed about a year and a half or 2 years now. But as VMware looking into expanding their vSphere environment to the next level with operation management, they have came out with the operation assessment piece, which was recently announced about a year ago. And we're taking that advantage to run specific assessments to make sure we can identify specific VM sprawl for you, or certain things which we do from optimization perspective, and identify those health risk and efficiency standpoint issues to you in more detail, and help you, guide you through that process. So this process overall takes about 30 days. 30-day process usually runs from the time when we install the vCenter into your environment or Vrealize into your environment. And we let it run for about 30 days to collect the information from optimization assessment report. And at the end of the 30-day, we come back to you and we illustrate how we can improve specific virtual environments for you by a reduction of specific VMs or identify specific loopholes which are giving you a hard time or giving your environment a hard time from efficiency standpoint. And we can help you manage those risk mitigation and also improve some of the health environment during the way. Now, keeping in mind that optimization assessment, why do we do optimization assessment? And the one thing which comes into mind is that when you're running a naked vSphere, for example, the one which does not have operation management, and the Kumar has kind of showed you the two differences between the vCenter dashboard versus the older version versus the newer version, you kind of have to go into multiple GUIs or multiple UIs to control all of that stuff. With implementation of operation management to the play or doing this assessment, what we do is we make sure we identify specific problem resolutions for you, which can be cut down by 26% easily by deploying an operation management into your environment. And in the instances, just like Scott mentioned in previous slides, that most of the customers are over-provisioned sometimes, and they kind of add specific VMs as they're buying or adding a different solution into the play. The main concern is to cut the IT cost, right? Because you're adding specific headcount to manage that VMs and employees to manage that particular data as well too. That cost can be eliminated by just implementation of operation management. During the time of all of that stuff, obviously you have to don't forget about the hardware, because you have to add a hardware like HP or Dell or EMC solution set in order to expand to your virtualization environment. That savings is up to 30% by only implementing the Vrealize operation into the play. And obviously keeping in mind that Vrealize has a very nice analytical engine, and it can predict and respond to future business needs as is needed. For those of you who does not know what VOA and how it works, we are currently engaging with you as we speak. The next step, simple, is to install the Vrealize into your environment, and we can show you the health risk and efficiencies dashboard and the reporting which comes back with. So a little bit more granular into the detail that how those 4 weeks look like, right? So 4 weeks is a 30-day process to collect good information. On our day one as a start point, our sales engineer comes in and we kind of present to you with no cost statement of work. And we kind of also present an NDA, a complete non-agreement, to save your information from bad hands, and also to make sure that we help you, guide you the process that how the pre-install phasing is going to look like for Vrealize operations. We kind of show you the differences at the first meeting, that how vSphere UIs work, and we kind of answer any administration questions during the time. So once that is done, you can also do it yourself, or you can work with our SE to have that implemented. At the end of the first week, typically at the end of the first week, we come back and we collect the information, because there's still a preliminary information related to health and workload related. And we kind of review that on the day 15 mark at the mid-checkpoint part, where we schedule a call to discuss the highlights of your health. We kind of worked through the process of showing you the workload analysis, whether there are certain workloads which are giving your environment a health issue. And we kind of also put a troubleshooting plan for you during the time to make sure that you can fix that issue, or help with our associate help to help you fix that or troubleshoot that particular environment. And during the time, obviously, we go into more granular detail. Even though keeping in mind the day 15 checkpoint does not represent that we have a matured information, so we kind of wait until the day third week of this assessment, where most of the information is getting matured, and then we collect the information from a risk and efficiency standpoint, and we come back at the close point, which is the day 30th, with a right solution for you, to identify specifically what we have talked about from a service engagement perspective, what we have done or what we have found from a VM sprawl perspective. It's a 20-page report which shows everything, and it has a very nice graphic, matter of fact. And in addition, keeping in mind that that report is available for you to show it to your decision maker, or we can be there to help you explain what we have found. The ultimate goal of this assessment is to show you the value of Vrealize operations and also show you that how Vrealize operations work in action. So you can be a superhero by taking the full credit of this assessment. Just like any other company, every company has a service offering model. So we strive ourselves in optimizing your environment. And obviously that assessment starts with a health check, some kind of capacity planning where we are looking into consolidating your VMs or showing you the value of a management dashboard. We kind of look at the optimization as a first step. During the time, take an example for VOA, if we do the assessment to environment, the next step usually we come in and we do the installation or some kind of consolidation for your environment, whether in the form of server, desktops, or talking about storage consolidation, or talking about private cloud initiatives you have. Even if you do not have a business continuity plan, means in terms of any disaster recovery side, we talk about that as well too. We kind of go through the processes and kind of looking into the ways to automate and give you the more management of your environment. After the consulting phase, obviously, all solutioning take pride of architecting a solution, and we go into the phase of deployment along with your individuals, and then obviously migration of a specific virtual environment or any virtual project which we have, and then at the end of that circle, we kind of train you in the process of managing how to manage that virtual environment, and also related to other consulting offers. So the two pictures, the two wheels you're looking at left to right. So most of us, people think that consulting is a very common thing now. But we have a very unique model, and our unique model starts with assessment. So we have the capability of looking into 5 different assessments. So we can do a data center assessment from multiple data centers or multiple server or multiple host level up to a VDI assessment or a mobility assessment. So we are looking into storage. If you're using EMC or NetApp or something like that, we can do assessment on those environments. We can do assessments on network side. If you're looking into optimizing some of your network environment from Cisco or from even VMware for NSX solution set to analyze, we can offer that to you. And also from cloud perspective, that cloud readiness assessment is always there, that people are always evaluating how Office 365 works in the environment, take an example, or how AWS will work in vCloud environment. So some of that differences we can do those assessments if you are interested. And also from a VDI perspective, that Citrix is in the work, you have VMware in the work, you have so many different vendors nowadays who are looking into VDI expansion, right? So some of that offerings are also there for you. In addition, that we can look into mobility side. So mobility is more from a consumerization of IT, where you're looking into solution sets like AirWatch or any other solution set. We can do those assessments for you and to kind of give you the ideas which can help improve your environment. Obviously, we are connecting those consulting offerings by doing installation, implementation, and integration. And not to forget that anyone who joined this webinar is eligible to get a $7,500 credit towards their first implementation, integration, or installation. So also there are certain guidelines you need to keep in mind, that $7,500 credit is towards only installation and implementation and integration, and the service offering is good from July 1st up to September 30th. It is limited to one customer each, so you use that as soon as possible, but it also kind of limits that do not combine that with other offers. So if you have a specific renewal or you need to purchase anything, please don't use that $7,500 credit, because you cannot. It is only for integration perspective. With that being said, I'm going to give the control back to Jeff, and if you have any specific questions, please do ask. And Jeff, take it away.
Right. Thank you, Omar. And that's an exciting offer. You know, I think it's real exciting that they get a free assessment and then the credit on top of that. Yeah, so we're going to read some of the chat questions that came in. First question is there a way to see issues with physical host machines? Example, bad memory modules. Want to take that, Kuvar?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yes, there is a management pack for the specific hardware available on a VMware Solution Exchange. There we can, so that we can need to integrate that management pack, and then we can look into the bad memory modules.
Okay. Next question came in, says, can I automate compliance check and reporting?
Yeah, sure. We can automate compliance check security, and it is possible to do a specific enough frame as well by using the specific metric.
All right, sounds good. Somebody asked, does this tool have the ability to drill down into a VM to see what is driving high CPU or memory utilization?
Yes, it's a great question regarding the high CPU and memory utilization. We can again do some customization regarding the high CPU utilization. So here we have out-of-box functionality that's integrated in a Vrealize Operation Manager to see the tolerance and adjustance policy regarding your CPU and memory high utilization.
Okay, and then there's one final question, is there a way to ignore groups of VMs for certain time periods to lower false or known alarms?
Yes, you can put your objects in a maintenance mode, and then we will not collect from them and ignore them during this time. So that's how you need to do, put your objects in maintenance mode, and then you can reduce and remove this false alert.
Excellent, excellent.
Jeff, I do have a few questions came in from my side as well too. I don't know if somebody sent it. I'm not going to disclose the names here. I think this question is more from a program perspective. So how does Vrealize operations work in a program level from a VPP, EPP, and ELA works? Scott, do you mind answering that?
So Vrealize operations works just great with any one of those purchasing programs. Really, those purchasing programs are all about the amount of dollars you're spending, especially the VPP program, the volume purchasing program. Anything over $25,000 qualifies you for that program, as well as when you sign up to do an ELA. Those licenses can be redeemed inside of that ELA and used just perfectly. So they fit right in.
And another question is from the credit perspective, the $7,500 credit. As I said, guys, this is a installation, implementation, and integration credit. So it is cannot be used on any net new purchases, and it is only limited to specific services side, not from a purchasing side. So I think that's it from my side. Jeff, take it away.
Well, that seems to be the questions that we have. We're excited to get this offering out to everybody. So we'll follow up with you individually, but you have our names and our email addresses right here. Feel free to reach out to us with any questions that come up from now on. Appreciate your time, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Jeff.